Last summer, the air was thick with the scent of freshly cut grass and the hum of excitement as I stepped onto the field of the Special Olympics for the first time. Rows of colorful tents lined the perimeter, and the chatter of volunteers mixed with the joyful shouts of athletes. I had signed up to help because I wanted to give back, to spend my summer doing something meaningful. I'd imagined I'd be the one bringing joy to others, but what I experienced humbled me in ways I never could have anticipated. It started with a series of single lap races. The athletes, some with visible disabilities and others with hidden challenges, lined up at the starting blocks. Each one wore a number on their chests and an expression that ranged from determined to elated. I stood at the edge of the track, clipboard in hand, ready to note times and assist with medals. Despite the clear blue sky overhead, an emotional storm was brewing in me, one of awe, inspiration, and a growing realization that I was about to witness something extraordinary. The races unfolded with a mix of earnest competition and unfiltered joy. Each participant crossed the finish line to the cheers from the crowd, regardless of their place. It was in one of the last races of the day that a moment occurred which etched itself into my memory forever. The pistol fired, signaling the start of the race. The athletes surged forward except for one. A young man in lane 3, tall and lanky with a shy smile, tripped and fell before he even started running. He hit the ground hard, his palms scraping against the rough surface of the track. For a moment, the crowd collectively held its breath. In lane 4, a stocky man with an infectious grin was already 10 feet ahead when he caught sight of the fall. He slowed, turned, and jogged back. He knelt beside the fallen athlete, helping him to his feet. The two exchanged words I couldn't hear from where I stood, but the tenderness of the moment spoke volumes. Then the man who had stopped to help, let's call him Ethan, wrapped the other in a warm embrace before they both turned back toward the race. Ethan gave the other athlete, whose name I later learned was Liam, a gentle nudge forward. "Go on," he seemed to say. Liam took off, his stride shaky at first but growing more confident with each step. Ethan followed, a few paces behind. The crowd, which had been silent during the exchange, erupted in applause and cheers that seemed to lift both runners as they moved toward the finish line. Liam crossed first, his arms raised in triumph. Ethan came in last, his pace steady but unhurried. When they met at the finish line, Liam didn't bask in his victory for long. He pulled off his gold medal and placed it around Ethan's neck. The gesture was simple yet profound, a testament to the camaraderie and kindness that define these games. Tears welled in my eyes as I watched Ethan protest, shaking his head and trying to return the medal. But Liam insisted, clasping Ethan's hands in his own as if to say, "This is yours, you earned it." The crowd's applause swelled, and I saw parents wiping tears from their eyes, volunteers exchanging stunned looks, and athletes cheering with unbridled joy. In that moment, the medal ceased to be a symbol of victory and became a token of something far greater: human connection, selflessness, and the power of kindness. As the day wound down, I found myself reflecting on what I had witnessed. The Special Olympics had always been about celebrating abilities rather than disabilities, about inclusion and resilience. But this act of kindness, this unspoken agreement between two competitors, encapsulated everything the event stood for in a way I could never have imagined. Ethan's and Liam's stories stayed with me long after the summer ended. It became a touchstone, a reminder of the goodness that existed in people when competition takes a back seat to compassion. It wasn't just the athletes who were transformed by the moment, it was all of us who were lucky enough to bear witness. Ethan's life, as I later learned, hadn't been easy. Born with cerebral palsy, he'd grown up facing challenges that would make many of us falter. Yet he had a knack for seeing the best in people, a trait his mother described as a superpower. "Ethan doesn't see disabilities," she told me when I interviewed her months later for a community piece. "He just sees people, and he loves them for who they are." Liam, on the other hand, had struggled with social anxiety for most of his life. Competing in the Special Olympics had been a leap of faith for him, a way to prove himself that he was capable of more than he believed. When he tripped at the start of the race, his first thought wasn't about the pain or the embarrassment, it was about giving up. But Ethan's kindness had changed that. "When he helped me," Liam said in an interview, "it was like he believed in me more than I believed in myself. I couldn't let him down." Their bond didn't end at the finish line. Ethan and Liam stayed in touch, their friendship growing in the months that followed. They started training together, not just for the next Special Olympics, but for life. Liam found confidence he never knew he had, tackling challenges with a new sense of purpose. Ethan, in turn, found a deeper sense of fulfillment knowing his actions had made a difference. As I think back to that summer, I realize how much I've changed because of it. Volunteering at the Special Olympics was supposed to be about giving back, but I received so much more than I gave. I learned that true strength isn't about finishing first or achieving perfection. It's about lifting others up even when it means sacrificing your own success. It's about the small acts of kindness that ripple outward, changing lives in ways we can't always see. Whenever I feel discouraged or question the goodness in the world, I think of Ethan and Liam. I think of the moment they chose compassion over competition, and it reminded us all of what truly matters. Their story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a profound impact of a single act of kindness. And for that, I will forever be grateful.